Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Time. Today, we are going to discuss the current affairs of November. So, we have 80 odd questions coming from the different fields. There are few questions which we are going to discuss about banking, some from economics, some from the sports, and so forth. So, without wasting the time, let's start the class and let's start discussing the questions. So, the first question, a unique Identification Authority of India, that is UID, has launched the Aadhaar Vision 2032 framework to chart the next phase of Aadhaar's evolution and has formed a high-level expert panel chaired by. So, you have options as Naveen Buddhiraja, Dheeraj Pandey, Vivek Raghavan, Bhuvnesh Kumar, and Neelkant Mishra. So the answer of this question is fifth, Neelkant Mishra. Now, why such questions are important? Because it talks about the PIN, which is the persons in news, right? So if you are taking the exam, let's say in the month of January, you should be aware about most of the people whose name came in the month or in the complete 2025. So if there is a change in the guard of Supreme Court, the new Chief Justice of India, or say the new Finance Commissioner, or we say the 16th Finance Commission, right? Or if there is a change in the CAG, which is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So all the big appointments, not only with the banks, but people, those who are associated with the big task, you should remember the names. So persons in news should be a separate preparation for your GK, for your IBPS mains exams, or for RBI or any other exam, right? So Neelkant Mishra is a prominent economist. So he has already served in various different bodies of the government. Let's talk about the question number two. So it says, which of the following is our key focus areas of the RBI's draft circular titled Guidelines to Facilitate Faster Cross-Border Inward Payments? Now, this question is related to the RBI circular. And as we know that they are in IBPS, they have clearly mentioned that they are going to ask lot many questions from the RBI circulars. And therefore, you need to be very clear whenever there is a RBI circular coming by the RBI side, right? So it talks about five options: timely credit of funds, operational efficiency, transparency and monitoring, customer experience enhancement. So prima facie, all these options I feel are correct. So all of the above fifth is the right answer. Now here, everything related to RBI is important. Let me tell you, it's not only about the circular of RBI, even the history of RBI, the current affairs related to RBI, and of course the circulars. For an example, which year RBI came into existence? So RBI came into existence with RBI Act 1934. Right. So this is the history of Reserve Bank of India. Or they might ask you the first governor of RBI. So the first governor of RBI was not an Indian, because RBI was made by British. So the first governor of RBI was Sir Osborne Smith. Sir Osborne Smith. Or sometimes they might ask you that who was the first Indian governor of RBI. So the first Indian governor of RBI was Sir C.D. Deshmukh. No relation with Ritesh Deshmukh, right? It's different. So C.D. Deshmukh was the first Indian governor of RBI. He is the person who participated in Bretton Woods conference as well. So these are certain history questions related to RBI. 1944, there was this Bretton Woods conference, whereas Sir C.D. Deshmukh, I'm sorry, participated from RBI side, from Indian side. So he was the first Indian governor of RBI. Now, this question talks about the guidelines to facilitate faster cross-border inward payment. So while you talk about the cross-border inward payment, that means there is something related to the remittance. What is the meaning of remittance? So remittance is something while the NRIs are working outside the country and sending money here in India. So you call it incoming remittance. And while we are sending foreign currency outside, like some foreigner working here in India sending money to his country, that would be the outgoing remittance. So these guidelines focus on optimizing remittance so that the balance of payment condition of India, BOP conditions of India would improve. Now, some of you must be knowing what is balance of payments. Those who are unaware, let me tell you the definition. So I would request you to have your pen and copy ready so that whatever I'm telling you, you should see. Whatever I read, I understand. Whatever I write, I remember. So I would request you to write down the things I'm telling you. For an example, what is balance of payments? So because RBI is involved, how RBI is involved, I'm telling you, but you write down the small definition of balance of payments. So balance of payments is a systematic record. Balance of payments is a systematic record of economic transactions between the residents and the non-residents of the country for the specific time period, usually a year. So that balance of payment sheet is made by the RBI governor, and therefore it becomes automatically important for us since we are preparing for bank. So balance of payments is a systematic record of economic transactions between the residents and the non-residents of the country for the specific time period. So if you are sending more money outside your country, you are into the negative balance of payments or you are into the balance of payments crisis. On the other hand, if you are earning more money from foreign country and sending less, you are into the balance of payment surplus. Usually India is also into always into the balance of payments crisis, not exactly the crisis, but yes, when it comes to getting money from abroad, we get less, we send more. So lot many imports we do and other things. So we were into the severe balance of payments crisis in the year of 1991. Remember this. So this was question number 2. Now let's move towards the question number 3. What is the theme of the RBI's Payment Vision 2025? So online payment for everyone, everywhere, every time, e-payments for everyone, everywhere, every time, fast payments for everyone, everywhere, every time, AI-enabled payments for everyone, everywhere, every time, or circular payment for everyone, everywhere, every time. So these are 5 answers given. So the right answer is second, which says e-payments for everyone, everywhere, every time. So that's about the emphasizing digitalization, one thing, and enabling 24/7 payments. And this is what our government is also trying. So after the demonetization in 2016, the government came up with 2 committees. to make the economy digital. So one committee was Ratan Vatal and the other was Chandrababu Naidu. These two committees were made by the government, remember this, to facilitate the digital payments, to create a digital economy. So there were certain recommendations of these committees. I'm not going to discuss this in details because these are a bit old committees. But I'm saying that not only the government, even RBI, both are trying to digitalize the economy, and therefore e-payments are boosted. In a few more questions ahead, we are going to discuss a lot many initiatives by the banks, by the RBI, by the government to improve the digital payments. So that was question number third. Let's talk about question number fourth. So according to an analysis of data from the RBI, India's household financial liabilities grew dash between 2019-20 and 24-25, compared with a 48% rise in assets. Now, this question talks about the household financial liability. So we need to first understand, first of all, let me give you the answer of this question. The correct answer is for 95%. So according to RBI, the household financial liabilities have grown. So there are two things. You have assets and you have liabilities. So if you have more assets and less liabilities, you are into good shape, right? For an example, for a bank, the asset is the loan given by the bank, and the liability is the accounts opened by people in the bank. For the people, the liability is the loan taken, and assets is the accounts they have, the balance they have in the bank. So here we are talking about the household. That means the common men of India. So according to RBI, the liability is growing. That means more people have taken loans rather than assets. So what should be the reason of this? So the reason is there are many. One is people are working in informal sector. There are job losses. People are taking more loans. So for the financial institutions, this is good. But what about a person who is taking the loan? And what if they are not able to repay the loan? So for this, again, there is another problem which may rise, what you call the NPA, the non-performing asset, which says you take the loan from the bank and you are not repaying the loan for how many days? For 90 days. So you call it non-performing asset, right? Which is also not good. Nonetheless, let's move towards the question number four. Sorry, question number five. So dash refers to the presentation of false claims or misleading information to build consumer or investor confidence about the environmental practices of a company, product, or service. So the answer is blue washing, gray washing, bull washing, bear washing, or the green washing. So the question number five, and the answer of this is green washing, right? So greenwashing is nothing but to mislead the people about the company's product, which is claimed to be environmental friendly, but it is not. So this is what you call the greenwashing. Blue washing, on the other hand, talks about the poor labor practices opted by the company. And gray washing is something about the misleading product which might impact the health of the people. You call it grey washing. There is no word as bull and bear washing. I'm sorry, I was talking about the blue washing. So there is no word as bull and bear washing. So for what bull and bear, what terminology is it refers to? If someone can tell me. Let me open the YouTube page properly. Just a sec. Okay, I'm sorry, I was not able to read the YouTube chat. What I'm doing is I am switching off my video, and Sundar, then tell me that whether you are able to see the question properly or not. So let me switch off my video. Now, please tell me if you can see the complete question after my video is invisible. I'm waiting for your replies and then I'll move further. And I'm very sorry for this formatting. I'll keep this in mind that formatting would be proper from the next time. So, Sundar, what do you say? Are we able to see this now? So, I would, okay, fair enough. So now I would keep my video off, whatever, because now I can read your chats. I'm so sorry for this. I forgot that I need to open the YouTube as well. So I just got engrossed. So let's move to the next question. So we learned it. Okay. Thank you very much. So the next question. Identify the goals set by the RBI's Payment Vision 2025 framework document. It says triple the volume of digital payment transaction by 2025, a UPI to register average annualized growth of 50%, and IMPS NEFT at 20%. Increase of registered consumer base for mobile-based transaction by 50%, CAGR. 1 and 2 option correct. 1, 2, 3, all option correct. So question number 6, all the options correct. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, again, I would say digital payments, everything related to digital payments is important. Even the full forms, like the full form of IMPS, full form of NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer, or full form of UPI, which is Unified Payment Interface, or everything which is related to because it's going to be a different section this time. So everything related to digital payments. See, I'll give you a very good tip here. There is an act known as Payments and Settlement Systems Act 2007. This empowers RBI to control all the digital payments. Yes, immediate payment system. Good, Sundar. So I want all of you to read this Payments and Settlement System Act properly. It's going to be very helpful to know about how RBI can control the digital payments. Okay. Okay, let's move towards the next question. And in between, if you find any problem or if you feel that you are not able to see the screen, please feel free to tell me on the YouTube chat so that I can change it. Which Indian bank has recorded a 10% year-on-year increase in net profit to 20,000 crore for the quarter ending September 30th, 2025? Question number 7. Now, such questions are moreover related to the names of the banks. So, question number 7, the right answer is SBI, the largest lender of India. Okay, just to check whether you were agile in the next class, tell me which year SBI was nationalized. So I'm waiting on the YouTube chat. Tell me which year the SBI was nationalized. I'm still waiting for the answers. Very good. So SBI was nationalized in 1955. That was a year when SBI and one more company known as LIC was nationalized. SBI being the largest lender of India, right, was earlier known as Imperial Bank of India. Anyways, let's move towards the next question. So the question number 8. Okay, before that, a small did you know, which I have recently added to make it more interesting for you. So Bahamas, just a sec, let me change the color of my pen. So Bahamas became the first country to launch CBDC, and the full form of CBDC is Central Bank Digital Currency. So this can be a static GK question which can be asked. So you call it send dollars. And there is something known as Dcash. So Eastern Caribbean Currency Union launched its digital currency and become the first currency union to embrace blockchain-based CBDC. So you must be knowing that cryptocurrency also works on the blockchain technology, and the banks and the central banks of different countries are these days going for the blockchain and making their own central bank digital currency. So again, a question to ask, RBI has also come up with central bank digital currency. What is the name of the CBDC of Reserve Bank of India? Anyone from the class? So the name of the central bank digital currency of India is e-rupee. E-rupee. Remember this. Okay, let's move further. So the question is related to that only. Identify the correct characteristics of central bank digital currency. So tagged one to the country's official currency, issued and controlled by central bank, digital representation of fiat currency. Now here there are many different things I want to discuss with you. But the very first thing I want to discuss is Central bank digital currency is a fiat currency. Now, fiat currency is a legal tender, right? So, fiat currency is a legal tender. So, what we need to understand is whatever notes or coins or currency we are using in our country, maybe 500 rupees note or say a 200 rupees note, these are all the legal tenders, and these are also known as the fiat currency. So why it is known as legal tender? Because it is a liability of the central bank of the country if it is issuing it. So fiat money can be of two types, limited and unlimited. Now, when I say limited fiat currency, that means the currency acceptance is optional, right? So coins in India are known as limited fiat money or limited legal tender. That means if I want to buy an LED TV, I cannot bring all the coins which I have stored in my piggy bank and I cannot go and buy the LED TV. The showroom owner can deny this. So remember that around 1,000 rupees debt can be settled with coins, not more than that, according to the Coinage Act 2011. So according to this act, I can only settle the debt of 1,000 rupees maximum with the coins, not more than that, right? And currency is known as the unlimited. That means the currency notes are known as the unlimited legal tender money. So according to RBI Act 1934, remember these facts, these are very important for your exams. So according to RBI Act 1934, RBI can publish the notes, right? And acceptance is not optional. Nobody can deny the acceptance, right? So that's about the legal tender money. So central bank digital currency is a fiat currency. Cryptocurrency in India is not fiat currency. That does not mean it's illegal. That means the acceptance is not mandatory, it is optional. So if I'm drinking a cup of tea and I'm offering a digital currency, I mean, not the digital currency, but if I'm offering a Bitcoin or Lakshmi coin to the chai wala, he might deny this. And therefore, crypto is not legal tender in India, but CBDC is, because it is a sovereign currency backed by the central bank of country, which is RBI. I hope you were able to understand this. It was a bit of the long explanation, but this was important to explain. So question number 8, the answer is yes, 5, all 1, 2, and 3. Let me move towards the next question. Question number 9. According to the RBI list, which of the following pairs is incorrectly matched? Now, this I am leaving up to you. Let me know which abbreviation you feel is not correctly matched. I'm waiting for the answers to come. Which of this is not correctly matched? So MICR, magnetic ink character recognition, usually used in DDs and checks. Infinite is Indian Financial Network. CBS is Consolidated Banking Statistics, and this is not correct. So the full form of CBS is Core Banking Solution and not Consolidated Banking Solution. No, so core banking. Now this is important. You can always write down a bit of the core banking. So it is a banking software with web platform for centralized data management. So it's a banking software with web platform for centralized data management. And always remember, if you are going for branch less banking, core banking solutions are needed. For an example, there are few softwares which are related to core banking solutions. One is Finacle, which is made by Infi. Another is Ben CS. Ben CS. It is made by TCS. So while you go to the bank, you must have seen the if you have gone to the bank, although people these days don't go to bank very frequently because we have all the things in our mobile phones. But if you are going to a bank, you must have seen uh, the software which is there. If not the software, you must have uh, experienced a cashier sitting in the box, and while you want to encash the check, they see the check, they then match your signature on the computer, and then they give you money. So all of your data is mentioned in that software. Usually Finacle is used. So one of my known person used to work with Punjab National Bank, so they use Finacle for everything related to the banking, core banking. So these are few sort. Even RBI also has its own core banking solution. It has its own system. Does someone know what you call that CBS of Reserve Bank of India? The core banking solution of RBI, if you know. So the core banking CBS of RBI is known as eKuber. Please don't forget this. Try to mug it up or try to write it down somewhere. Okay, perfect. Let's move towards the next question. And then I think I have to again switch off my video because my face is clashing with the questions as I can see in the YouTube. So let me move the question and let me see that whether it is clashing with my face or not. So the next question says the RBI has issued the draft circular on again RBI circular question. No, my video is visible. Let me switch off my video. I'm sorry for this. Again, I'm feeling bad. Okay, I have switched off my video. So the Reserve Bank of India has issued the draft circular on acquisition financing. Acquisition financing means it's a business news. So if one business is acquiring another business or one company is acquiring another company, that proposes to allow banks to finance as much as dash of the acquisition value, provided the rest comes from acquirer. Now, this question is moreover about the business acquisition of one company of another. So the right answer is 70 and 30. Now here you need to understand a term related to the qualitative monetary policy. Just a sec. So you have qualitative monetary policy and you have quantitative monetary policy. So quantitative monetary policy is about how much money should get into the system. So what we have already gone through is CRR, SLR, repo. These are all the part of quantitative monetary policy. But when I say qualitative monetary policy, it has different things. It has PSL, which is priority sector lending. It has moral suasion, which is qualitative monetary policy. It has direct action, whereas RBI penalized the banks. So these are all the part of qualitative monetary policy, in which you have something which we are studying in this is LTV. The full form of this loans to value ratio. See, this is something a very specific banking terminology. So listen to it very carefully. Loan to value ratio. See, if you are going to take a if you are going to take a gold loan to the bank and you have 1 lakh rupees worth gold, do you think you will get the loan of 1 lakh? No, you won't get the loan of 1 lakh because you have the gold of 1 lakh. So if the loan to value ratio is 60%, you would get 60,000 as a loan. So that loan to value is decided by the RBI. Here also we are talking about the same thing, LTV. So that is the part of the, again I say, if you have not written it, write it down. This is the part of the qualitative monetary policy. So I just want to reaffirm that am I audible clearly to all of you? All the students in the class, I'm sorry my video is off because of the formatting of the PPT. If I switch on my video, your question would be disturbed. Am I clearly audible to all of you? Please reply on the chat box so that I can move further the other questions. It's only Sandar who is answering my questions. What about others? Anyways, so let's move towards the next question. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So the next question says, which of the following cities has hosted the 12th SBI Banking and Economics Conclave? So usually when it comes to the things related to finance, we have a financial capital, which usually host the financial things. Most of the banks have their headquarters in this financial capital. RBI has its headquarter here. SEBI, Securities and Exchange would have its headquarter here. So needless to say the name of the city, and I'm sure that you got it. So can I expect the answer in the chat box? Which city? I mean, you can even answer this question with sheer common sense. So the answer of this is Mumbai, of course. Yes, perfect. Question number 12. Identify the correct statements regarding public sector banks quarter two financial year 26 results. So yes, the results are published in the newspaper, and if I am preparing for the bank, I need to read it. So public sector banks achieved a record cumulative profit of rupees. So this is correct. SBI alone contributed 40% of total earning, of course, because SBI is the largest lender of the country. Indian Overseas Bank reported the highest net profit growth of 58%. So yeah, this is also correct. So answer is all 1, 2, and 3. Next question. The government-owned banks in India, a single shareholder other than the central government cannot exercise more than dash of the total voting rights, even if they own a larger percentage of shares. So the options are 10%, 25%, 30%, 15%, and 20%. So the correct answer of this question is 10%. It should not be more than 10%. So why it is like so? So this limit is set by the Banking Regulation Act when it was passed 1949. So according to the Banking Regulation Act 1949, this limit is set because this is a regulatory measure to prevent undue concentration of control by non-government private entities. Otherwise, these banks would become the private banks. So government should not lose the ownership, and therefore this is done. So the answer is 10%. A very important question. You should remember this. You should always remember these figures. So there are few more things which I think you should remember. For an example, it was asked by SBI. I've just switched on my video for some time so that I can explain you. It was asked by SBI in a GK section that how much FDI, the foreign direct investment, is allowed in the government banks, that is the PSBs. Can someone give this answer? How much FDI is allowed in the public banks? If I may expect you to, you can answer anything you feel, but at least participate so that I also feel good that somebody is listening to me and answering. So I repeat my question. How much FDI, foreign direct investment, is allowed in government banks? I'm still waiting for the answer. I think there is a delay in the transmission. So yes, very good. 20% FDI is allowed in government bank. And how much FDI is allowed in private banks? Same 20% or more than that or less than that or no FDI allowed or what? So 74% FDI is allowed in private banks. So this is something which should be on my fingertips because this is the data which can be asked in any of the exams, right? Nonetheless, so let's move towards the next question. And let me also switch off my video. I don't want to come in between you and the questions. So the 74%, Sundar. So the question says, which of the following financial abbreviation is not correctly matched? So GDR is Global Depository Receipt. BPSS is Board for Payment and Settlement System. QIB is Qualified Institutional Buyers. BCBS is Basic Committee on Banking Supervision. CFMS is Centralized Fund Management System. So what do you say? What is the wrong pair matched? So the wrong pair matched is BCBS, which is not basic, that is Basel. So Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. So there is a bank in Switzerland known as BIS. Where in Switzerland? So there is a place known as Basel. So there you have a bank known as Bank of International Settlement. It is made up of 60 countries. So the central bank of 60 countries are the members of Basel Committee, headquartered in Basel, Switzerland, and RBI is also the member. So it prescribes the Basel norms, and if some bank is not able to follow the guidelines, RBI takes the action and RBI keep that bank into PCA. The full form of PCA is prompt corrective action. That means RBI can merge that bank, RBI can ask that bank to sell off its business to another bank, or it can shut the bank down. So yes, strictly the Indian banks have to follow the Basel norms. I hope I was able to explain this. Let me move towards the question number 15. Which of the following entities are not regulated by RBI? Insurance companies, chit fund companies, stock brokers, and stock exchanges. It's a very interesting question, and there are many things to discuss in this question. But first off, I want you to attempt this and answer that what all the companies are regulated by RBI mentioned here. So let me wait for your answers and then let me move ahead. I repeat, which of the following entities are not regulated by RBI? Insurance companies, chit fund companies, stock brokers, and stock exchanges. 1 and 2 are regulated, 1, 2, 3 are regulated. No answers? Okay. No body out of these three bodies are regulated by RBI. Insurance companies are regulated by IRDA, which is Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, headquartered in Telangana. Chit fund companies are regulated by the state governments. And stockbrokers and stock exchanges are regulated by SEBI, which is Securities and Exchange Board of India. Now, SEBI is something which all of you must know. So I'm giving you a bit of knowledge about Securities and Exchange Board of India. It was formed in 1988. SEBI was formed in 1988 by an executive order. So it's not a constitutional body, is it? It is a statutory body. So in 1992, sorry, 1992, it became a statutory body. Remember, it was found by the executive order. 1992, it became a statutory body. And then gradually, the powers given to SEBI uh, in some amendments to SEBI Act 1999, there were certain amendments made. Then 2014, there was this uh, Subrat Roy's Sahara scam happened, after which SEBI got more authority. Now it can also order search of somebody's house or business. It can seize the property. It can attach the property. Even it can arrest someone. Earlier, SEBI did not have the arrest powers, but it also have the arrest power. So it was a famous and very interesting SEBI Sahara war. SEBI versus Sahara. I would strongly recommend you to read about this SEBI Sahara issue. Subrat Roy recently died, so it's an interesting story of the tussle between SEBI and Sahara. Okay, perfect. So let me move towards the next slide. Question number 15. Again, a bit more about SEBI. So what SEBI regulates? Just a sec. So SEBI regulate the papers. Papers includes bonds and shares. That means equity and debt. SEBI regulates the persons, investors, those who invest in the share market, mutual fund holders, as well as mutual fund companies, public limited companies, those who can float their shares, places, the depositories, those who convert the physical shares into the dematerialized form, and all the stock exchanges. So Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, Ahmedabad Stock Exchange. So all the exchanges are regulated by SEBI. And this person is the present chairperson of SEBI. His name is Tuhin Kanta Pandey. SEBI also has certain initiatives known as Course, Sarthi, Smart. If you are having certain complaints related to either of these things, you can always make a complaint here. Right. For an example, SEBI, since maybe I'm an investor, I invest in the share market. SEBI told me that you cannot invest in share market for today, from today, because you have certain irregularities in your finances. But I feel that I am genuine. I did not make any mistake. So what I can do is I can go to the appellate body of which is higher than SEBI, known as SET. The full form is Security Appellate Tribunal. So I can go to this body and I can appeal against SEBI's decision. If I am a company or an individual or whomsoever, if I am not satisfied with the SEBI's decision, I can always go and make a complaint. Remember this, right? Where? SET, Security Appellate Tribunal. Okay, let's move towards the next question. As of November 6, 2025, which of the following Indian banks have crossed the $100 billion market capitalization? Now, this is a very good question, although the answer is very simple. Let me first give you the answer. The answer is all 1, 2, and 3. So question number 16, the answer is 5, all 1, 2, and 3. But here you need to understand the term known as market capitalization. What is market capitalization? So I came up with my own company, and let's suppose I floated 1 lakh shares of my company. Just out of which 30,000 shares I am taking because I'm the owner. The remaining 70,000 shares I am selling to the public. Let's suppose one share is for 10 rupees. So 70,000 into 10 becomes 7 lakhs. So this is the market capitalization of my company. So total shares with the people, not the promoters' shares. Only shares with Janta into price per share is known as market capitalization. I hope this was easy to understand. So the answer is 5, 1, 2, and 3. 100 billion is nothing for these big banks. These are also known as DSIPs, DSIP, domestic systematically important banks. What are these? Research and do let me know. Okay, let's move towards the question number 17. Which company was awarded Digital Insurer of the Year at the prestigious 29th Asia Insurance Industry Award? Now, such questions are important for your insurance exams. So, if you are taking some public sector insurance companies exams like LIC or United India Insurance, such questions are very frequently asked. So, question number 7, the name itself suggests digital or sorry, digit insurance is the answer. So, moving towards the next question. Which small finance bank has unveiled M Circle, a holistic banking experience for women? So, question number 18, the answer is AU Small Finance Bank. So, 2015, the government, or sorry, the RBI came up with the concept of small finance bank. Uh, and there are many mushrooming small finance banks these days. So, moving towards the next question, 19. The RBI has approved the appointment of S. Krishnan as part-time chairman of the. So the correct answer is CSB Bank. At a time while you are going for an exam, you should remember the names of all fresh appointments in almost all the banks. Fresh appointments. Anyways, next question. Which institution conducts the Financial Sector Assessment Program, a comprehensive, in-depth assessment of a country's financial sector? Question number 20th. And the answer is IMF, sorry, IMF and World Bank. We have already discussed the job of Bank for International Settlement, the Basel Committee and everything. So it has nothing to do with this. But yes, these two institutes, especially IMF, very important for you to understand. See, there is something known as there is something known as international banking. And I personally feel that while taking the exams like RBI, you should be very careful. You should be aware about the international banking questions. Let me give you certain examples. So these two, IMF and World Bank, these are known as the Bretton Woods twins. Why? Because these two organizations were made in the Bretton Woods Conference of 1944. So what is Bretton Woods? Bretton Woods is a place in New Hampshire, United States of America. After the World War II, when it was about to end, two gentlemen, the Prime Minister of UK, Winston Churchill, and the President of US, Ted Roosevelt, they organized this Bretton Woods Conference, and then two organizations came into existence. One, IMF, it was made to help the countries which were into the problem of balance of payments. That means were lacking of the foreign currency. Another thing which was given to IMF was to help the countries which have just floated their new currencies. So the currency exchange system was made by RBI and sorry by IMF. And you would be surprised to know that to make dollar a reserve currency, IMF has a very big hand. In some other class, we'll discuss that. So you must have heard or you must have seen that everything in India also we calculate in dollars. So the GDP is $3.5 trillion, or the debt is that much dollars. So why dollars? So what made dollar a reserve currency? So IMF has a big role to play here. We'll discuss this sometimes when we'll have another class on these international organizations. So this was IMF. World Bank was made to help the European countries, those who were devastated because of war this time, at the time of the World War. So it was only made to help the European countries initially. You would surprised to know that France was the first country to get the loan from World Bank for the post-war reconstruction. If you're asked that what is the who is which country is the largest debtor of World Bank as of today, can someone tell me which country is the largest debtor? Which country must have taken the largest loan from World Bank as of today, as of 2025? I'm waiting in the chat box if you can answer this. Sai, Sandar, Hemant, come on, answer. What do you feel? US, China, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Uganda, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan. Yes, so Sandarbh is right. India is the largest debtor of World Bank as of today. So World Bank was made to help the European countries, but then the focus was shifted to the poor countries and the developing countries. So yes, headquartered, both the organizations are headquartered in Washington, D.C. Plus, because when these organizations were made, these were made by the most of the contribution was done by the US and the European giants. So there was this silent contract between them that IMF chief is always a European and World Bank chief is always an American. So you see the history. Whenever you open the names of World Bank chief, is always an American. But right now is Mr. Ajay Banga. Although he is a Sikh, he's an Indian origin, but he's an American citizen. Same goes with IMF. Kristalina Georgieva is from Bulgaria. So World Bank chief is always an American and IMF chief is always a European. So that's about these two organizations. Let me move further and let me switch off my video. Okay, next question. Which of the following is or are the outcomes of the 4-month-long nationwide financial inclusion saturation campaign concluded on October 31st, 2025? So, first is as many as 1.11 crore new PM Jan Dhan Yojana accounts were opened. 2.86 crore Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, 1.40 crore Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Bima Yojana, 44.43. Lot of data here. So the answer of this question would be all of the above. See here, when I asked my students, I was taking a class in a bank PO batch few days ago, was teaching banking. And when I asked, what do you understand by the financial inclusion? So one of my student told me that the financial inclusion is giving banking to all of the people in the country. So financial inclusion is not limited to banking students. So if you ask me to give you the definition of financial inclusion, I would say it's providing access to not only banking, but banking. Listen to me very carefully. Banking, investment, pension, insurance, and credit. So all these things, if bundled together, becomes the financial inclusion. So this also ensures social, economic, and transaction security. You call it SET, social, economic, and transaction security. It also improves the empowerment of poor people, and definitely it would help reaping the benefits of cashless economy. Because if I'm a poor person and I have a Jandan account, there would be easy for government to transfer my subsidy or my wages of MG Narega via DBT, which is direct benefit transfer. So for example, government came up with something known as Gem Trinity. Can someone tell me the full form of Gem Trinity, which is one of the flagship concept of the recent government? Gem, the full form of Gem. I will tell you the first guess. J as in Jandhan. What about A and M? Shall we guess? Gem. I'm waiting in the chat box. If you can guess the full form of Gem Trinity, whereas the first word is Jandhan. Very good. Aadhaar. And what is the third word, Sandar? So you said Jandhan, correct. Aadhaar, correct. I said Jandhan, you said Aadhaar. What would be the next? Yes. So that is Jandhan, Aadhaar, and mobile. Connect the Jandhan account with Aadhaar number and mobile number, and then send the money directly in the account of the beneficiary. This is how you can stop leakages of subsidies or wages given to poor and so forth. So, of course, Jandhan is the major financial inclusion program, although there are certain negatives because it also offers the free insurance, free RuPay card. So, to get free insurance, people open two, three accounts in different banks. So there are certain risk of money laundering as well, which was cited by Raghuram Rajan, who was the 23rd governor of RBI. Anyways, so let's move towards the next question. Which of the following has been made a legal form of money by the UAE's central bank? So for that, you need to remember or you need to know the currency of UAE. So if you're aware about the currency of UAE, you'd be easily able to answer this question. So question number 22, the currency of UAE is dirham and your job is done. So the answer is digital dirham. So you should know the name of the which country has dinar as their currency, real or krone or whatsoever. So that would be easy for you. So that is an international update on central bank digital currency adoption. Question number 23rd. Name the mobile application launched by Union Corporation Minister Amit Shah for urban cooperative banks. So Saikar DigiPay, Saikar DigiLoan, Saikar DigiSahai. And the answer of this question is third, Saikar DigiSahai. Of course, one and two names cannot be there, three names cannot be there. So third is the answer. Question number 24th. Under RBI's November 2019 guidelines, which bank has begun the process of clawing back salaries of and bonuses from its former chief executive and its deputy after an internal review flagged misconduct and misreporting? So this question is related to the corruption, and the answer of this is IndusInd Bank, which is owned by Hinduja Group. There were certain irregularities found by the bosses, ex-bosses of that bank. So the meaning of clawback, there are certain clawback clauses actually, clawback guidelines which were issued in November 2019 by RBI. That means if the bank chief is found guilty of some misconduct or misreporting, the salary and bonuses can be taken back from the bank. And this is what you call clawback. Same thing happened with ICICI Bank chief. She was also involved in such kind of things. So, next question. The Department of Financial Services has launched the Startup Common Application Journey on the Jan Samarth portal. In this context, identify the correct statements regarding the portal. So the question is related to the Jan Samarth portal. Question number 25. So all answers are correct. So 1, 2, and 3. So this Jan Samarth portal is a national portal for delivery of government schemes actually. Next question. Question number 26. Which public sector undertaking bank celebrates its 107th Foundation Day on November 11, 2025, 26th? And the answer is Union Bank of India. Question number 27. The Reserve Bank of India has proposed guidelines on acquisition finance, which are expected to take effect from. Usually, when it comes to the guidelines or anything which is related to the financial world, usually it starts with the new financial year. So when does we start a financial year? So the answer is 1st April. So the answer is second, April 1st, 2026. So regulatory changes often align with the start of financial year, April 1st. Anyways, so that was about banking and RBI related thing. Now let's move towards some questions related to international relations, reports, certain sport questions. So let's discuss that. So question number 28. The 20th East Asia Summit has adopted the Kuala Lumpur Declaration, reaffirming the commitment to peace and stability. Now, if it's a Kuala Lumpur Declaration, the common sense would say that which country it happened. So now your chance, Hemant, Sundar, Govind, sorry, Govri Manohar, my bad. People, those who are participating. Kuala Lumpur is the capital of which country? So you would come to know the answer.
Malaysia, sir.
Yes, very good. So the answer is Malaysia. Nice, nice. So You should be very clear. 2025, all major international summits, maybe ASEAN summit or G20 summit, or there was this summit whereas Donald Trump and Xi Jinping met recently in South Korea, Busan. So what that summit is known, SCO summit, where it happened. So you should be very clear with the declarations and the summits, the places it happened are very important, very crucial for every exam, not only IBPS. Anyways, moving towards the next slide. So the answer of this question is Malaysia, truly Asia. The world's first stable coin pegged to the currency yen was launched in. Again, a very, I feel, a very easy question to answer. So, students, come on, answer this question. Yen is the currency of which country?
Japan, sir.
So, the answer is Japan. Perfect. Now, here we need to understand something. We need to understand the stable coins and how they are different from the cryptocurrency. So, stable coins are pegged to sovereign currencies and they are highly regulated, right? For an example, Mark Zuckerberg, if he says that I am issuing stable coin as Libra and there will be gold backup. That means if you come up with Libra, I will give you gold on behalf of that. So there is a asset backup behind the currency and therefore you call it the stable coins. Right. So stable coins can be exchanged with the gold. So with this, I also remember an act known as Genius Act, which was proposed by Donald Trump in US. So he said that we will also issue the stable coins and they would be backed with the dollars. Right. So read about this Genius Act, important and related to the stable coins. Nonetheless, so the answer of this question is Japan. Let's move towards the next question. Question number 30. Name the hurricane that claimed 50 lives across Cuba, Jamaica, and Haiti and caused widespread destruction across the Caribbean. So the hurricanes keep on coming, and the answer would be Melissa. Question number 31. India has received a waiver on the United States sanctions against dash Chahabar port for a period of 6 months, and the answer is Iran. So Chahabar port is a strategically vital port for India because if you want to reach to Afghanistan, you have to go via Pakistan if you do not have access to the Chahabar port. So you can bypass Pakistan and connect to Afghanistan and Central Asia with the Chahabar port. And therefore, this US waiver allows India to continue its development without triggering US sanctions on Iran. Right. So therefore, it is crucial for India. India-Iran relationships are like sometimes it's good, sometimes there are ups and downs. Iran was a country which was known, which was said to be a puppet regime of US till 1979 actually. Till 1979, Iran was ruled by Shah. But something happened in 1979. What happened? Islamic Revolution. And in this Islamic revolution, the present Khamenei's they took over Iran. And after that, there is a world-known enmity between the Iran and US. And then you know that US is alleging that Iran is doing the nuclear enrichment program and we don't want it, then sanctions on Iran, then sanctions were lifted, then again sanctions. So ball by ball commentary is going on. But ठीक we should know that there is a Chabar port which is located in Iran and Trump has given the waiver to India. So that is question number 31st. Now let's move towards question number 32. India's APEDA has facilitated the first ever air shipment of geographical indication GI tagged Indi and Pulyankudi limes. So this Indi lime belongs to Karnataka and Pulyankudi belongs to Tamil Nadu. So what is GI tag? So GI tag is a kind of a protection which is given to producers. So let's suppose if the GI tag given to, let's say, Rasgulla of West Bengal, and I live in MP, and I am making a Rasgulla claiming that it is made in West Bengal, so West Bengal government can launch a case against me because I am, if they are, if they have got the IPR, they can claim intellectual property right. They can claim the authenticity of Rasgulla from West Bengal. Moral of the story: if in some foreign country, if Rasgulla is selling and it says that it is made in West Bengal, it would fetch more price. So GI tag gives the authenticity of that state to the product. So it is covered under Paris Convention 1813. There was this Paris Convention on IPR. So GI tags are covered in this. This is a specialty of a state on which they can take a GI tag. Question number 33. Which among the following teams has won the 12th edition of Pro Kabaddi League? So the answer is Dabang Delhi. Question number 34. ISRO successfully launched India's heaviest military communication satellite. So what is India's heaviest military communication satellite?
CMS-03, sir.
Very good, fantastic. So that is CMS-03. Question number 35. India created history by winning their first ever ICC Women's ODI World Cup, defeating South Africa by 52 runs in Navi Mumbai. So I'm sure that most of you know the answer of this question. Needless to answer this, but still I have to answer. So the answer would be Shefali Verma. Question number 36. City Union Bank secured a 50 million commitment from the Dash of the World Bank Group to support MSMEs shift towards energy efficient and cost effective technologies. So the answer of question number 36 is International Finance Corporation. See, these are all the bodies of World Bank. World Bank consists of 5 bodies, out of which the loan giving bodies are 2. IDA, which gives the soft loan. Soft loan doesn't mean that money is given kept in the teddy bear. Soft loan means the money, the loan is given and the interest rates are either nil or very less. So I still remember there was this question asked by RBI that which body of World Bank gives the soft loan. So the soft loan window of World Bank is IDA. There is one more body of World Bank which gives the loan at commercialized rates, and that is IBRD. This is also a loan giving body, but it does not give the soft loan. right? What about the other three? So let me give you a small idea. International Finance Corporation. See, I am an Indian company. I want loan in dollars because I want to buy some machinery from some country. And if I convert rupee into dollar, I have to pay conversion charges. So I want loan in dollars. But if I'm going to any American company, they don't give me the loan. They don't trust me. So there's a body of World Bank known as International Finance Corporation. This body would go to that American company, would take a loan for me and would give the guarantee. World Bank would get the loan because it has the credibility. So it would issue bonds to that American company known as masala bond. Masala bond. So if World Bank is borrowing for India, Indian company issuing the bonds to that American or a Swiss or an Australian company, those bonds, I'm sorry, are known as masala bonds. Why masala bonds? Because India is famous for its masalas. Who were the first Europeans to come to India? Tell me, who were the first Europeans to come to India?
Portuguese.
Portuguese. What was the name of the person who came?
Vasco da Gama, sir.
What he was looking for?
He was looking for a trade route to
No, no, no. I'm saying which spice he came.
pepper, sir. Pepper.
Black gold, right?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, India is famous for its masalas, and therefore masala bonds, right? Perfect. So this body issues the masala bond. Same IFC if it takes the loan for China. Tell me which bonds it must have issued.
China, sir.
Yeah,
Silk bond, sir.
no, neither silk bonds nor noodle bonds. There is a cute animal found in China, eats the bamboo. I gave you the
Panda,
guess.
sir.
Yes, perfect. So that's a panda
Okay,
bond.
sir.
Very good. Nice. So this can be a question. Which body of World Bank issues masala bonds? So this multilateral guarantee agency. So this actually, if some foreign company is opening their business in the developing country, and if there is a non-political risk, for an example, Apple is opening its factory in India or say Pakistan, and there is a risk because of which Apple has to close its business. So this body helps Apple to recover from the loss. Then you have ICSID. If there is an investment dispute of any multinational company in a developing country, this body helps. India is not the member of this. Other one, two, three, four, India is the member. Anyways, moving further. Question number 37. Which of the following statement is true regarding Indian household as per the latest RBI data? Let me switch off my video. Is it switch off or switched on? Hmm. Which of the following statements is true regarding Indian household as per the latest RBI data? Question number 37. So financial assets added by Indian household each year have grown 48%. The annual liabilities of Indian household have grown by 102%, which is bad. Mutual funds have emerged as a preferred investment. After COVID, although many YouTube channels mushroomed, people started investing in the market. They learned about investment. So yes, mutual fund investment have emerged. So 37 question, the option number 5, all of them are correct. Question number 38. Dash launched its latest nuclear submarine, Khabarovsk. So if you can guess from the pronunciation of this,
Russia, sir.
yes, sir. So the answer is Russia. Okay. Moving further, 39. Gopichand P. Hinduja, who expanded the Hinduja group into a global business empire. So what are Out of these, how many are Hinduja Group companies? Ashok Leland, so that's an automotive sector flagship company. IndusInd Bank, it's into finance and banking sector. Gulf Oil, that's into energy sector. Quaker is into industrial lubricants. So the answer is all are correct. All are Hinduja Group companies. This group was, by the way, into some family feud because of the business recently. Anyways, put here, Mahindra and Mahindra, the flagship company of the Mahindra Group, exited Dash Bank by selling its entity. So the answer is RBL Bank. So RBL Bank, it was established as a small regional bank in Maharashtra. 1943, it was started, and then gradually it became a large bank. It got the scheduled commercial bank tag in 1959. Question number 41. India has been ranked dash in the new climate risk index 2026 report by German Watch. And the answer is ninth. So it's about how exposed our country to extreme weather events. A lower rank is worst. Right. Here I would say you should also read about COP30, which recently was concluded. Where it happened? Which country? COP30, Conference of Parties?
Is it Brazil, sir?
Yes, it was Brazil. Which place? There was a
Rio
declaration.
de Janeiro?
No, it was not Rio, it was Belem.
Okay, sir.
Belem. Belem. So there was this Belem declaration. I won't discuss much because we're running short of time. So read about it. It's very important. Next question. Who among the following writers won 2025 Booker Prize? So yes, this is December and many prizes are already announced. Nobel are announced. Many prizes are about to be announced. So keep a close watch on who got what award.
This one is David Slasey, sir.
Yes, yes, perfect, sir. It's David Slicey. Question number 43. Which among the following nations topped the German Watch Global Climate Risk Index 2026? And the answer is Dominica. It's an island nation and it is into the greater risk. And then question number 44 talks about the joint military exercise between India and Sri Lanka. So between India and Sri Lanka, the joint military exercise is known as Mitra Shakti. See, this is very frequently asked about the military exercise. So you should know that Maitri is India and Thailand, or Dharma Guardian is between India and Japan, Surya Kiran is between India and Nepal, and Garuna Shakti is between India and Indonesia. So, and there are, list is not exhaustive. There are many other exercises. With US also, we have some. Uh, I think barring Pakistan, we have this military exercise with most of the countries. So just go through. Anyways, question number 45. Which among the following cities hosted the first biennial conference of BIMSTEC India Marine Research Network? So question number 45, the answer is Kochi. Usually such exercises, when it comes to the marine exercises, happens in the major ports of the, whatever state has the major ports. So if I'm not wrong, there are 12 major ports in India and Cochin is one of the major ports. So it Kochi also has a strong maritime research and naval presence. So therefore, anyways, question number 46. I don't know how, but Mumbai is the happiest city. So I really am surprised, but the result is such. So here we are done with 46 questions. Some questions now we talk about environment, technology, the governance. So let's start with question number 47. which is the first integrated transport utility in India to adopt the task force on nature-related financial disclosure? So the answer is Adani Ports. Question number 48. PhonePe has announced a partnership with Dash to integrate its artificial intelligence. PhonePe, by the way, is owned by Flipkart and Walmart. And the answer is ChatGPT, that is OpenAI. Question number 49. Identify the bank that became the first to join the India International Bullion Exchange. So remember, guys, Bullion Exchange, there is a trading of gold and silver. And of course, none other than the State Bank of India. Question number 50. Which of the following cooperatives have featured in the world's top 10 cooperative list released by International Cooperative Alliance, World Cooperative Monitor? And the answer is Amul and IFCO. Especially while you read about the cooperatives, read a lot about Amul. This engine was started by NDDB and Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, an engine which came out of the White Revolution or Operation Flood. Who is the person responsible for Operation Flood or White Revolution in India?
Varghese Kurian, sir.
Dr. Varghese Kurian died in 2012. Dr. Varghese Kurian is also known as Milkman of India. And the funny part is he used to hate drinking milk. He was not a milk person, so he did not drink the milk. Anyways, question number 51. Who among the following persons was appointed as the Chief Justice of India with effect from 24th November 2025? If you don't know the answer of this question, double check your preparation, because this is something should be on your fingertip. So Justice Suryakant. He succeeded Justice Bhushan Gavai. The 2025 edition of the IUCN World Conservation Congress was held in where? Abu Dhabi, UAE is the answer. So IUCN it's headquartered in Switzerland, Gland, and it serves as the global authority on the just a sec. So it serves as a global authority on the status of the natural world and the actions needed to protect it. Right. So it also publishes the red list. Red list is for the species, those who are threatened. Right. Remember this. So question number 53. On 11th October 25, the Prime Minister of India launched two major schemes in agriculture sector. See, government schemes are very, very, very important, especially those who are mentioned in budget, one, and those who are recently launched. So in the month of Feb, the government would release the budget on the first working day. I would request all of you to read that very carefully. So question number 53, the answer is all 1, 2, and 3. Question number 54. So it's business reform action plan, top achievers in those reforms areas. So question number 54, the answer is Uttarakhand. What is the name of the CM of Uttarakhand? Uttarakhand also rolled out the Uniform Civil Code, Article 44. Who is the CM? So the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand is Mr. Pushkar Dhami. Anyways, question number 55. In light of IMF World Economic Outlook October 25, identify the correct statement. So global growth is expected to decline. India will record growth at 6.6%, fifth largest economy in the world in 2025, and so forth. So question number 55, the answer is all are correct. IMF gives the World Economic Outlook, which is the present health of economy. We have the Finance Ministry, in which we have a department known as Department of Economic Affairs, which is headed by the Chief Economic Advisor. It also gives the data known as the Economic Survey, which is inspired by the World Economic Outlook of IMF. Question number 56. The International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction is observed on. So the answer is 13th October. Question number 57. You have to identify the incorrect match. So South Africa, Rand, Kuwait, Dinar, Japan, Yen, China, Yuan. Denmark is not Euro. Denmark's currency is Kron. So it is a European Union member, but has an opt out from the Eurozone. So the countries which are the part of Eurozone only uses Euro. So there are 21 countries which are the part of Eurozone using the same currency. Anyways, so let's move towards the question number 58. Which of the following organizations released India Financial Sector Assessment Report 2024? And the answer of question number 58 is World Bank. Question number 59. Host city of 19th RBI Central Board meeting. And the answer is Udaipur, Rajasthan. Question number 60. RBI published a list that features glossary of common terms used in government banking transactions. The term with incorrect explanation. So bank rate is correct. National Electronic Fund Transfer is correct. Agency bank, which we have already discussed in one class, if you remember, it's correct. Direct benefit transfer is correct. E-Kuber is wrong. E-Kuber is not a scheme. So E-Kuber is CBS of RBI, which we have already discussed, right? So option number 2 is wrong. Question number 61. The PWM and the banker announced the winners of 25 Global Private Banking Awards. Identify the Indian bank that received the award in the category of Best Private Bank in India for customer service. And the answer of question number 61 is HDFC Bank, which was started as the first home loan company of India by Hasmukh Bhai Parekh. Question number 62. Which Indian city has been featured among 58 nations designated as new member of the UNESCO Creative Cities Network in the field of gastronomy? So,
Lucknow, sir.
yes, sir. Perfect. The answer is Lucknow. So gastronomy is the recognition of unique culinary heritage. So Lucknow's kebabs, biryanis are quite famous. So it's a logical choice for the gastronomy category. Anyways, question number 63. Correct statement on Global Hunger Index 2025. So the correct answer is all 1, 2, and 3. Question number 64. RBI's enhanced maximum credit period for export credit. And the answer is first 450 days. Why RBI did that? Because RBI wanted to support the exporters during these Trump tariffs and global trade conditions. So they want the working capital easily, and therefore RBI did that. And I'm sure that in the recent budget, which is coming on on 1st of Feb, the government is also going to do many things for exporters. So keep a close eye on the budget and the economic survey as well, which will be presented on the 31st of January. Nonetheless, so the state or UT with largest forest cover. So the answer is Madhya Pradesh. It also has maximum numbers of the national parks, and it is also known as Tiger State of India because it has the largest tiger population. Question number 66. Which of the following countries hosted the session of ISA? So, International Solar Alliance, India and France founded this. India is the founding father. It was found in Paris in COP21, Conference of Parties 21, Paris, in 2015. And obviously India. It has its headquarters in India, that's in Gurgaon. Anyways, question number 67. In space venture capital fund partner. So the answer is Small Industries Development Bank of India, SIDBI. It involved funding to startups or VCFs for industrial sectors. It also gave a loan known as Mudra. We have already discussed this in one class. If you weren't there, write down the full form is Micro Units Development and Refinancing Agency, Mudra. Micro Units Development and Refinancing Agency. Question number 68, definition of incubators. So the answer is, what should be the answer of this? Question number 68. I'm sorry. The key features of FCNR is foreign currency non-residential bank accounts. So the answer is fourth, 1, 2, and 3. Question number 69. Organizations, establishments that guide startup with best practices, management tools, industry connection are known as the mentors. You must have seen this in Shark Tank. Question number 70. ISRO's CMS-03 satellite. So it's a communication satellite. Its weight about 4,400 kg. The launch took place from Andhra Pradesh. So all of the options are correct. Question number 71. India won 48 medals at the third Asian Youth Games. Where it happened? So the answer is Bahrain. First is the right answer. Question number 72. The fourth FATF plenary meeting took place in October. So Financial Action Task Force, the same body which kept Pakistan in the grey list. So it publishes two lists, grey and black. It keeps the countries which are which are allegedly doing uh, the terrorist financing and money laundering. Pakistan was into grey list, and there are some countries which are removed. Pakistan was also removed. Question number 72. Always remember the headquarters of FATF is in OECD's headquarters only. So that's in Paris. So question number 72, the answer is all five are correct. I mean, all three are correct. Question number 73, the 22nd ASEAN Summit was held on 26 October. So the answer is fifth, all are correct. Question number 74, the Vigilance Awareness Week was observed from 27th October with the theme, what was the theme of Vigilance Awareness Week? So the answer was second. Question number 75, the Union Cabinet on 12th November approved introduction of credit guarantee scheme for exporters, which is needed. So all of the answers are correct. Question number 76. Raksha Mantri Shri Rajnath Singh, that is Defense Minister, attended the 12th ASEAN Defense Summit. And same thing, I mean, if there is a summit happening in Kuala Lumpur, this is also happened in Kuala Lumpur. So the answer is first. 77. NISAR satellite. So NISAR is NASA and ISRO. The full form is NASA and ISRO Aperture Radar. So the answer is it's a Earth observation satellite. 78, the Department of Agriculture, top food grain producer in India. Usually there are two states, Uttar Pradesh and Punjab. So right now, if you talk about 24-25 estimates, the answer is UP. Next would be incorrect statement regarding DICGC. So Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. So let's suppose if you are having 5 lakh in bank and the bank collapse. So this DICGC would give you your 5 lakhs back. But if you have 6 lakhs, then again it would give you 5 lakhs only. For 1 lakh you need to wait. So 5 is the answer. So the primary cooperative societies are also insured by DICGC is incorrect. And the last question. 26th UN Tourism General Assembly, and where it happened. So the answer of this question is Saudi Arabia. So with this, we have completed all 80 questions. I'm sure that there was a value addition for you, very important for your IBPS exams. So keep on studying. I'll see you in another class to discuss few more current affairs. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you, sir.